We are so pleased that you are all here today to help celebrate a number of extraordinary athletes, coaches, contributors, and a special era of soccer teams whose accomplishments clearly stand as a high benchmark in the history of CMU athletics. My name is Rachel Moore, and I currently serve as the Assistant Athletic Director and Director of Athletic Communications here at Central Methodist University. Before we begin, I would like to welcome our current Board of Trustee members. When I say your name, please stand and then hold your applause till the end. Ms. Janet Jacobs, Shelby Alexander, Mark Harbison, and Tim Jackman. Our Board of Trustees plays such an instrumental role in the university and our success, so thank you for all you do for our campus. A few housekeeping items before we get started. Once the induction ceremony begins, please be sure to turn off your phones or place them in silent mode. The bookstore is 2 floors below us, just down the steps here, and you all have a 20% coupon at your seats, so be sure to go down there when time permits to get your Eagle gear. Again, the bookstore will be open until 2:30 p.m. today. In the back of the room, we've set up a photo booth with a ring light, so when time permits, please feel free to grab your family and friends and get your picture taken. On the back of the program, at your seats, there are a few home dates for January and February, and then a couple of key university dates, including the Dr. Lujan Golf Tournament in June, as well as the Eagle Athletic Auction in July. So mark your calendars for those dates. Finally, at halftime of the men's game this afternoon, we will recognize our newest inductees at center court. It is now my honor to welcome a leader whose vision and commitment continue to shape the mission and future of Central Methodist University. Dr. Roger Drake has been a steadfast champion of excellence, both in the classroom and in competition. Under his leadership, CMU has continued to grow academically, spiritually, athletically, reinforcing the belief that athletics play a vital role in developing character, discipline, and leadership amongst our student athletes. Dr. Drake understands that today is about honoring those whose achievements have left a lasting legacy on Eagle athletics, and he shares in our pride and gratitude for the individuals we celebrate today. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the President of Central Methodist University, Dr. Roger Drake.
Thank you. Well, everything that Rachel said was better than what I had planned to say, so that's going to save you guys a lot of time. I won't be here that long. But I do want to say how much athletics means to us at Central Methodist and how incredibly proud that we are of the young men and women that come through this program. We believe in a holistic education at Central Methodist. We believe strongly in what the students learn academically, spiritually, how they grow, and what happens on the athletic fields. It's no surprise that if you look among our list of leaders that come back as Board of Trustees, if you look at our list of larger donors, prior athletes are incredibly overrepresented in all of those groups. The reason being they learn things while they're here. They learn leadership. They learn teamwork. They learn service. Athletics is a very, very important part of what we do. We are so proud of the folks that we are inducting into the Hall of Fame today. Thank you guys so much for coming back to your alma mater.
All right, and now I would like to introduce volunteer team chaplain and a 1973 graduate of Central Methodist, Mark Gassman, as he leads us in invocation.
Let us pray. Father, thank you for being at this place. Thank you for this university that you've called to bring men and women like those that are here today who have graduated from here and who have done well in sports and in academics here. I also pray for those future athletes and coaches that will be doing the same thing, preparing their players to be successful, not only here, but in life. But Father, more importantly, we just thank you for what you've done in our lives, what you've done in the past, what you've done in the present and what you're going to do with this university and with everyone in this room in the future. We thank you, Lord, for all those things. We thank you for this food that you've provided for us today. But more importantly, we thank you for Jesus, who came back and be on the cross for each one of us. So thank you for that, Lord. And we give you the glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, so Ms. Stacia Sherman is going to dismiss you by tables for food, so just hang out and wait, and she will give further instruction.
Let's give Sharon Cravens and the Fresh Ideas staff a wonderful round of applause. Thank you. Now you can get back to business. Also, before starting, I'd like to call out a few people that made all this possible. All the decorations, the table settings, all the preparation. So if they'd stand, Elaine Green, Stacia Sherman, Rachel Moore, and Alyssa Watkins, please stand, be recognized. They did all this work. Where's Maya at? Okay, there, and Maya. Well, good afternoon. Yeah, it's still morning. Good morning. Well, I'm Jeff Sherman, Director of Athletics, and welcome to the 2026 Hairston Hall of Fame. Before we get started, I'd like to have all the Central Methodist University coaches please stand. This is the bloodline of all our success that we have with CMU athletics. Thank you. Next, I'd like to ask all the Hall of Fame members to please stand. And finally, I'd like to introduce all our Hall of Fame committee that is responsible for putting this class together. If you'd please stand, Larry Anderson, Steve Lujan, Vicki Reese, April Ash, Charlie Brown, Mark Harbison, Daryl Whithelm, and Rachel Moore. Saloom Stutzer couldn't be present today, but let's give them a big round of applause. And while I have Charlie Brown in the back there, I just want to make a quick plug that I received this book this week, and some of you probably have seen it advertised a little bit, but he happens to be in it. But it's a book called Baseball's Greatest Miracle by Dwayne Mason, and it's a story about our 1975 baseball team. And I don't have a lot of information. I know, Charlie, you have a copy of it back there too somewhere, don't you? I do. But if you get a chance and look and research this, I'd recommend buying a copy because, man, it is entertaining. It's even more enjoyable because here recently we've included a couple of these gentlemen in our Hall of Fame. But this is an incredible book talking about one of our historic baseball programs back in the 70s. So anything else you want to just yell out, Charlie, about it?
It's just a book about teamwork and dedication from a team that was the worst team in the conference to a team in the conference.
And I had the pleasure of calling Coach Phipps up this week and enjoyed hearing his stories about that. So thank you. We have a wonderful turnout today, and it's a direct correlation to this 2026 Hall of Fame class. Congratulations on this amazing honor, because as of today, your journey continues. You begin soaring with all our Eagle legends. We celebrate the induction of 4 former talented CMU athletes that excelled in their respective sport. We celebrate our head women's soccer coach, who has achieved greatness along with the most success of any of our programs in the past 8 years at Central, and that's saying quite a bit. We celebrate 2 of our most loving, caring, and passionate couples in the Fayette and CMU community, recognized as major contributors to our success in the CMU athletics, especially with our soccer and our international students. And finally, for the first time in Hairston Hall of Fame history, we will celebrate the induction of 2 NAIA men's soccer national championship teams, coached by a Hairston Hall of Fame member and 2-time NAIA National Coach of the Year. Yes, it's shaping up to be another incredible day to be an Eagle. Let's begin today's Hall of Fame ceremony. Our first inductee is a native of Salisbury, Missouri, and achieved a stellar collegiate basketball career both at Moberly Area Community College and Central Methodist. Morgan Vetterer made an immediate impact for the Eagles in her first season, leading the country in 3-point field goal percentages made, 4 per game, and she made a total of 127 that season, with the latter setting a single-season school record. For her efforts, she was named to the Harv America First Team All-Conference team and tabbed Hart Newcomer of the Year. Additionally, she earned honorable mention All-American honors from both the NAIA and the WBCA. As a senior in 2015, she once again led the country in 3-point field goals made and knocked down a school record 10 threes against Bay Path University on December 29th, 2013. I think that team's from Massachusetts. I couldn't quite remember. Morgan was recognized as an NAIA All-American honors for the second season, and in just 2 years, she finished her career with 949 points and finished second in career 3-point baskets with 246. Again, just playing 2 years. According to her former CMU coach James Arnold, Morgan was the most incredible shooter I've not only ever coached, but have ever seen. She was the Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark. Not only did she put up huge numbers, but her range and her threat allowed her teammates to have much success as well. Her confidence was the key to her success, and that confidence came with hard work. She was the first to be in the gym and the last to leave. She led by example every day by her work ethic and professional approach she took with the game. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure to welcome Morgan Vetterer as our new member of the Hairston Hall of Fame. Set it here, and you also have a pen here. Enjoy it.
First, I just like to say I hate talking in front of people, so my voice will be shaky and I will probably start sweating, but I'll get through it. So first off, I want to congratulate all the other inductees and sincerely say thank you, Central Methodist University, for choosing me for this honor. I thought I hung my shoes up a while ago, but I feel like I get to put them back on again at this moment. Is indescribable. My journey here at CMU is one I will cherish. I had amazing professors, mentors, coaches, friends, teammates, and lasting relationships that I still hold on to today. Transferring from the JUCO world to here, I had to learn a new system, new people, etc. And while the stories are endless, I think I'll stick to just one in particular, my first practice here at campus. While conditioning is a must in every sport, I seem to have run the track more than I ran the basketball court that day. Coach Arnold kept saying, hit the track, Movette. I was curious as to why, but it's my first practice, so I'm trying to make a great impression. And about the third time being sent, I asked, is there something I'm doing wrong? Coach Arnold's response, yeah, you're not shooting the ball enough. And from then on, I never hit the track again. Thank you, Coach Arnold, for believing in me that I had the ability to do the job. You gave me a sense of confidence I never had before and coined the term pull it. When I received the news of my Hall of Fame induction, I reflected on two things. First thing was my basketball career. I look back at the absolute village I had. I never joined a traveling league throughout my childhood, but rather I spent every single day in the gym with my dad practicing. Between a lot of reps and music, the best part about it was spending quality time with him. Dad, I appreciate all the help you gave me, but know that the times and talks spent together meant just as much. My parents were the MVPs of my career. Thank you for always supporting me, guiding me, and being there every step of the way. The second thing I reflected on was one question from the CMU director, how many guests will be attending? Time moves so fast, and while it feels like I was playing ball yesterday, at the same time, it feels like forever ago. My guest list has changed from my playing days. New ones sit at my table, like my wonderful husband and son, while others watch from above now. They all played a big piece in me getting here to this moment, and I am forever grateful for that. Again, thank you so much, CMU, to everybody who helped in making this dream a reality. I love knowing that I will be remembered name on these walls that gave so much back to me. Thank you.
Our next inductee, Drew Grivey, had an amazing career with the Eagles program, baseball program under the direction of Fred Smith. Drew pitched 2 seasons for the Eagles in 2012 and 13. A native of Macon, Missouri, Drew helped build the program into a championship contender during his time in Fayette. As a senior, he was named the Heart of America Conference Pitcher of the Year, a first-team all-conference selection, posting a 9-1 record through 11 starts with 8 complete games, 2 shutouts, including a perfect game against Graceland. He was named both Heart of America and NAIA National Pitcher of the Week for his performance against the Yellow Jackets. As a member of the 2013 team, Grivey and the Eagles made history by winning the conference regular season championship and conference tournament championship, while also qualifying for the program's first ever appearance in the NAIA National Tournament. This team would be inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2018. This success has continued and flourished under the direction of Coach Nate Breland. He finished his career with a 16-3 record and is still second all-time in career earned run average, ranked 10th all-time in career strikeouts. He was a 2012 NAIA Scholar Athlete, and he's recognized as an Estes Male Athlete of the Year at Central. According to Coach Fred Smith, Drew stood out because he had such passion to compete every time he took the mound. His teammates knew we were going to get all he had. There was not a better teammate than Drew. He still stands in the record book for season ERA, perfect game, and that perfect game was just that. Perfection on that day, focused, determined, and never backing away from a challenge. We actually got him because he had arm issues at Mac. I knew him from his high school days, and thank God we offered him an opportunity. Rick Sage was very instrumental in Drew's rehab as his pitching coach. And Rick, it's great to be able to see you attend today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Drew Grivey as our new member of the Hairston Hall of Fame.
I also don't love talking, but we'll get through this together. So I have a lot of people to recognize today. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the committee for giving me this opportunity today. Obviously, I know I wouldn't be here without you, and I appreciate you voting for me and everything. It's great. It's such an honor. I appreciate it. Next, I want to thank my coaches, Rick Sage and Fred Smith and Nate Breland. You guys really brought out my potential from coming to from mineral area to here. Like he said, I had some arm issues. I was kind of stuck in the mud as far as getting more potential out. And between Fred Smith pushing me, Nate Breland pushing me, and Rick Sage taking really good care of me, taping my foot so it wouldn't fall off, and making sure that my arm stayed healthy, putting me on TENS therapy in every hotel room after the games, ice packs, the whole thing, as well as my first start for CMU. The transformer blew and power went out. It was a cold night. I couldn't have done it without him. He took me, put me in his truck with some heat pads on. We put the music on, and I just stayed ready and came out and threw a great game. And I couldn't have done it without you guys. So I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you've done for me and all the hard work you put into me. Next, I want to thank my team, especially Daniel Peters. I couldn't have had a better catcher. As far as pitcher and catcher, that's a great relationship. Sometimes it's not the same as it is off the field and on the field. If you took us off the field, we hardly knew each other, and we just kept it that way. We were very different people, but on the field, when you put us together, he knew what I was thinking and feeling, and I knew what he was thinking and feeling. Even to the point where we'd have a situation with guys on first and third, 2 outs, and he wanted to have me throw a curveball on 3 and 2, and you don't do that. But he knew I wanted that pitch, and I said, okay, let's do it, and struck that guy out, by the way. So that was a great moment. He knew when I wasn't doing my best, he was able to call time, come out to the mound, and get me in my right mind, and he did a great job with that. And so I thank him, and I thank the rest of the team, because I couldn't have gotten this far without any of them. So it's a shame that they don't get to be here today, but I'm hoping I see some of them soon. I also want to thank my family, everyone who backed me and came to games and supported me and celebrated all my achievements, especially my dad. My dad has worked with me tirelessly on baseball since I was a little boy. And one of my favorite stories is he came home one day, I was 4 years old, and I could throw a ball over the house because we would always play catch, and we'd see how hard we could throw. And I love that memory. It's so funny. Without my dad, I couldn't have gone near this far. He was able to take my boundless energy and turn it into focus that, gave me the tools I needed to succeed. I want to also say thank you to the school. I've had a lot of great experiences here. I really liked going here a lot. And just being here today, I'm flooded with all kinds of awesome memories with the snow and the fact that we used to have school-wide snowball fights out here in the quad. And I really like it here, and so it's good to be back today. So thank you, everyone.
Our next inductee, Jeff Blauvelt, played 4 years on the men's basketball team from 2005-2009. During his 4 seasons in Fayette, he scored 1,126 points, becoming the 24th member in program history to reach the 1,000-point club. He was a 3-time all-conference player, 3-year starter, received conference Player of the Week 2 times, both during his junior and senior seasons. And during his senior season, he scored 601 points averaged a team-high 17 points a game, leading the Eagles to a 28-7 season, which is the third most wins in school history. This also included appearance in the conference championship game, advanced to the NAIA National Tournament, upsetting number 4, Georgetown, in the first round. The 2019 would later be enshrined into the Hairston Hall of Fame in 2015. For his efforts his senior season, Jeff was recognized as not only first team All-Conference, but an honorable mention All-American and male Estes Athlete of the Year at Central Methodist University. I contacted his coach a few moments ago. See if you know who this is. Not me, his coach. Jeff, love seeing how great of a husband and father you are and all the success your boys are already having in sports. Wish I could be in Puckett Fieldhouse today to support you. You came a long way from middle school kids calling you ball hog blubberbelt to the most passionate and dedicated person I've ever met. And when it came to taking charges, even after the infamous incident at Graceland, you came back and took charges like a man to help our team win and go to the national tournament. You are one of the best college basketball players I got to witness on a daily basis. We are all proud of you. Congratulations. And this was our team captain and current college coach, Jeremy Esri, and Jeff's best friend, and the guy that we relied on to keep Jeff in line while he was here. But from myself, I would say that Jeff was the ultimate basketball junkie. He would play basketball about any chance that he had, and ended up being one of the best players over my 37-year career. He could play every position. He's a natural guard, but he was blessed, well, no, I said he was blessed with, you were not blessed with the greatest speed. A little Wi-Fi's got to start proofreading this a little better. You didn't have the greatest speed, but you had incredible strength, fundamentals, and basketball IQ. More importantly, you loved to win. Coach's dream. And it's so nice when you can have a player that on any given night, if you wanted to play him at the point guard, the off guard, the small forward, power forward, or even the center position, he's the one you could do it. And you didn't have to prepare beforehand. He knew how to do it. He could guard every position. He could score with the best. He had a wonderful jump shot, sweet power moves in the paint, and he could finish at the rim. He also could defend all these positions. He was very unselfish, but again, I already stated he loved to win. And that basketball IQ allowed him and his teammates to flourish. Hawkins, you and Harrison, you both remind me so much of your father. Thankfully, you have very good looks and smarts from your mother, and tremendous athleticism from one of the best. I can only imagine how competitive everything is in your household. You will both look amazing in CMU uniforms in a few years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeff Blauvelt as our new member of the Hairston Hall of Fame.
So where to start? Just like Morgan and Drew, I despise public speaking. So I'm trying to settle myself a little bit. The two best decisions I ever made in my life are asking my beautiful wife, Ashton, to marry me and deciding to attend Central Methodist University. When I first walked onto this campus 21 years ago, I never imagined this moment. Standing up here in front of you, it's a pretty surreal feeling, to be honest. Basketball has always been a huge part of my life, from the 2-on-2 games, growing up with my dad and my brothers, to my last game with this university. I loved everything about my time here at Central. The teammates and coaches that truly have turned into lifelong friends and family are what matter most. What I enjoyed most was getting to play the sport I love with some of the best friends who wanted to win just as badly as I did. Basketball has given me far more than I could ever have asked for. It's brought me places I never would have gone, introduced me to people I never would have met, and it's taught me more life lessons off the court than on. Everything I achieved here at CMU was a direct result of others believing in me before I believed in myself. Coach Sherman. I had the same head coach from the time I began playing organized basketball in middle school all the way until my senior year. So you really were the second and only other head coach I ever had. So who better to learn the game from than a Missouri Sports Hall of Fame coach and yourself? And I know the privilege of playing collegiate sports is not guaranteed to anyone. So thank you, Coach Sherman, for allowing me the opportunity to become a running Eagle and become a part of this university. Then once here, thank you for pushing me out of my comfort zone, demanding responsibility, and teaching me the importance of showing up for those who rely on me when the time comes. You helped shape me not only as a player, but also as a young man here at Central. To every teammate I ever had at CMU, and there's been a lot in my 4 years, thank you. A huge reason why I'm standing here today is due to the 2008-2009 Hall of Fame team, because that team truly was 100% team success and showing what having great chemistry can accomplish. If it weren't for you guys, it would be just another good basketball team that I was a part of. But instead, this was some of the best times of my life with some of the best friends I'll ever have. Basketball isn't and never will be an individual sport. We all bought in and did what was best for the team, and because of it, that was hands down my favorite team that I've ever been a part of, and it's not even close. I also want to thank our athletic trainers, especially Jill Pratt, the head trainer who went above and beyond every time she was needed. Down to all the student athletic trainers earning their degree themselves, I know I kept them more than busy with my ankles. Also, to the CMU fans, I feel like I need to give a shout out to the Holmans. Things like seeing them at every game passing around that box of blow pops, but only if you won, is what made the CMU family special. And finally, to my mom and dad, thank you for everything you've ever done. I know it was a lot of inconvenience, a lot of money, a lot of sacrificing your own time, especially when you have 3 boys playing ball all at once. But I know you would do it all over again in a heartbeat if you could. And I'm learning what it's like firsthand with my 2 boys now. So again, thank you, and I love you both. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame is not something I take lightly. I'm standing up here honestly overwhelmed seeing how basketball has led me to CMU, which has now led me here standing in front of you today. It all started because I just love the game of basketball. It shaped me as a person and is still a huge part of my life. I miss everything about playing organized basketball, but fortunately I feel like I'm getting the opportunity to do it all over again from a different point of view, coaching my boys in their basketball journey. So Matt, you might want to hang on to a couple 2035 scholarships. I'd love to see 2 more Eagles in the family. Thank you for this incredible honor, being inducted into the Hairston Hall of Fame. I will always have a special place in my heart for this university, and I will remember CMU forever. So I honestly could not be happier that CMU has decided to remember me forever. Thank you.
Our next inductee, Stephanie Sullivan, solidified an impressive collegiate career for the Eagle softball program. She was a 2-time captain for Central and played in 208 career games, which included 206 starts. She was a 3-time Hart first-team all-conference selection at third base, as well as a 2-time NFCA All-Midwest Region first-team selection. She helped her team to both a Hart regular season and tournament championship in 2008 and a regular season crown in 2011. Her name can still be found in the top 10 career numerous career and single-season statistical categories, including career RBIs, career doubles, career home runs, single-season hits, and single-season doubles. Now, I say that that might sound like, oh yeah, you would expect that. But since she graduated, to see what our softball team has done, being among the top 10 teams in the country over the past 4 or 5 years, this is rather significant to still have these records with the success our program's been having. As a senior, Stephanie led the program with 70 hits, 50 RBIs, and 20 doubles. Academically, she was a 2-time Daktronics NAI Scholar Athlete, a 2-time Academic All-District First Team Honoree, and a 2011 COSIDA Academic First Team All-American. She was awarded the James Lujan Scholar Athlete Award, which is awarded to the junior athletes with the highest GPA, with leadership and community service also considered. She was also named the Darla Paneer Outstanding Female Athlete. According to Hall of Fame coach Gene Reardon, Stephanie was as close to the hardest worker I have ever coached. She pretty much wore out our pitching machine. Thus is when she set the record for the single-season home runs at that time. She was willing to take those extra reps. She set the example for the team from day one. On her graduation day, we had to play Mid-America to see who would be going to the World Series. She was going to receive multiple awards for her academic work. She might have been number 1 in the class. If not, she was at least in the top 3. We told her to skip the game and go to graduation, given the honors that she was going to be receiving. Stephanie basically said, no way that was going to happen. So she played and missed the ceremony. She was the ultimate example of a successful leader. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with pleasure to welcome Stephanie Sullivan as our new member of the Hairston Hall of Fame.
All right, I'm really good at speeches, so here we go. No, just kidding. I also don't love public speaking, but so thank you very much, Coach Sherman. When I was reflecting on what to say here, I couldn't help but think of my first trip to Fayette so many years ago. My dad and I drove down from Kansas City, and we were supposed to be going to a practice and get a tour of the school to see what it was all about. And the more we drove, the more green pastures this city girl saw, and the more I thought, I am not going to go here. And I guess the joke's on me on that one. So after that first practice, I got to eat lunch with Pat Reardon, softball coach extraordinaire. And he explained the school, the program, all that good stuff. And I guess at the time, I had no idea that I was sitting with someone who would be one of the most winningest coaches in NAIA history. And Pat, you're welcome for 146 of those. So, yeah, Pat's the kind of coach who he tells you what he expects and he sticks with it, which I appreciated immensely when I first got here. But he's also a big softie, if you know him, and he treats his players like family. So, Pat, it was an honor to play for you. Appreciate everything you've done. And thanks for eating lunch with me that day, too, because it was a very pivotal point in me deciding to actually come to CMU. I'll remember my freshman year, one of the reasons I definitely did not come here was for the facilities we got to use. When I was a freshman, our team played on the high school softball field, which was kind of interesting. The tarp that they had was legendary in a very bad way. It had a bunch of holes in it. It was always tangled, and I think it tried to lift Jean off the ground at one point in a particularly bad storm. I also definitely didn't come here for the weight room that we had at the time. I think it was original to the grand opening of CMU in 1854. However, it was hot, it was crammed, and I think that combined with the tough love technique of strength coach Nate Breland scarred me for life from weightlifting forever. So the facilities weren't overly fancy, but the academics here are fantastic. I got a decent scholarship, and the coaching staff made all the difference for me to come and play softball here. Pat and Jean took a chance on a high school kid that wasn't fantastic, on paper anyway, and I'm truly, truly grateful for the chance you guys gave me to play ball here. I think Jean actually discovered me my chance at a high school softball tournament. He walked by, and I may have happened to hit a decent hit at the time, and the rest is history. I don't think when Jean recruited me, he anticipated the headaches he would eventually have from my overthinking perfectionist tendencies. So, Jean and I, we butted heads quite a bit in the batting cage. But one thing I'll definitely have taken away is the life advice and leadership techniques that you taught me, Jean. That has stuck with me way beyond any batting techniques that I could have learned. I also don't think Jean realized when he recruited me that he was also recruiting my mom. My mom became an unofficial information hub for the CMU softball team. If a game was postponed, the bus knew about it because of my mom. If we needed the tournament schedule for 3 weeks from now, I'd just text my mom. She was always in the know and always supporting the team to no end. My mom and dad were the biggest fans of mine. I'm so appreciative of you guys. They were, one or both of them was at every one of my college games, which, I mean, they should be inducted for that effort. That's a big deal. My dad was the expert on my swing and was always ready to help me tweak it. And my mom provided positive feedback after every game. My parents taught me the value of hard work and of perseverance, and that in life, and mostly in softball, it's okay to fail as long as you keep trying. Along with my parents, CMU and the softball program shaped me into the person I am today. I found myself here. I built lifelong teammate friends and built lasting memories. Jean taught me how to be a better leader and person. Pat, despite his efforts, taught me that it's okay to show emotion. Playing softball here at CMU taught me that good things are worth working hard for, even if it's nothing fancy in the beginning. My first drive down to Fayette turned into something incredible. I'm so grateful for every mile that's followed, and every time we get the chance to come back here, we absolutely do. I'm also grateful to have had the chance to be a part of one of the first softball teams that really changed the program's trajectory, and Pat and Jean have continued to build it into what it is today. Today, it means the world to me to return here and to see my name in the Hall of Fame, and to make sure my kids know that, yes, Mom really could throw better than Dad back in the day. So thank you to Pat and Jean for the opportunity to play college softball for such an amazing team. Thank you to my parents for your unwavering support and love. And thank you to the Hall of Fame committee for this incredible honor. Thanks.
Our next inductee has been part of the CMU soccer since he arrived on campus in 2008. In his first 6 seasons, Coach Dan Smidlin coached both men and women's programs before solely focusing on the women's program after 2013. In 18 seasons, he has amazed a combined record of 300, 141, and 35, with 250 of those wins going with the women's team. Smidlin reached the 300 career mark with Central's Harv America semifinal win over Benedictine. And the 250 career wins right now puts him in the top 25 all-time winningest coaches in NAI history. Under Smidlin's guidance, the women have qualified for the NAI National Tournament in 8 straight seasons, including 2 quarterfinal appearances and a semifinal trip in 2021. Additionally, Central has dominated the Heart of America during that span, winning 7 conference championships and 6 tournament titles. From October 2018 to 23, the Eagles went undefeated in 64 consecutive home matches at Davis Field. Dan is a 5-time Heart of America Coach of the Year and has coached 91 All-Conference players and 23 All-Americans. You know, I've had the pleasure of watching Dan's career grow, develop, and flourish from the very beginning. I've become a huge fan. Everyone knows about CMU women's soccer within the NAI. They know Dan Smidlin. The conference knows Dan. And I hear comments all the time like, I wish that we had more Dans in the coaching profession. My take on this is not only because of his incredible success, winning percentage, conference titles, national tournament finishes, but a far more important factor, character. As a former coach, I wish I had been more like him. As an administrator, I would love to hire all the coaches like Dan. I'm not going to say he's perfect. He's been a real pain in the ass at times. I actually said that. But I don't know a coach that cares and takes care of his players any more than you. And as a parent, I hold that to the utmost level. Ladies and gentlemen, proud to welcome our new member of the Hairston Hall of Fame, Coach Dan Smidlin. Take a half picture.
All right. Wow. Well, Jeff, thanks for the introduction. I do have a lot of papers here, but don't worry. Starting my eyes seeing things up close. I had to blow up the letter a little bit to be able to see a little better. But thanks for the introduction, and man, just the administration. You know, thanks to Dr. Drake for all your support, changing athletics. Chad Gaines, our VP. Jeff Sherman, Jeff just said it, I can kind of be a bit of a pain. So I do appreciate you guys putting up with me and, always supporting me. And, it's bigger than just, good luck before a game. If family needs something, you both are always there for me. So I really appreciate that. Thanks for the Hall of Fame committee for inducting me in today. Congrats to all the inductees. I think the speeches have been great, and hopefully I can stay on pace here. So I can talk a while, so I'm gonna try to go at keep things going. Basketball games start at 1 o'clock, so we got some time. But it's a pleasure to go in and get inducted with all of these people, and especially Mark and Rebecca Harbison. You guys have been incredible friends, and what you guys do for our women's soccer teams, our men's soccer teams, our volleyball team, any student, international, U.S., you guys are amazing. And to be inducted with 2018 and 19 men's soccer team that won 2 national championships, man, incredible teams. We got to travel together. We got to be around each other a lot. And, just the performances for 2 consecutive years, never seen anything like it. Incredible. So, man, when I was preparing this speech, finished it up a little bit this morning, and when I was thinking about it, what I should do is just say thank you to everybody and go sit down, because I really don't want to. I don't want to miss anybody, and but I was told multiple times to give a speech for 5 minutes, so I'm going to stay on that 5-minute pace. But no, looking around this room, I mean, it's a tremendous honor to be standing up here, and it's not me. I mean, it's everybody that has been a part of our program. I gotta first thank my all-time best recruit, which is my wife, Jill. I mean, the way you hold down the fort for me to chase my dreams and passion, and I mean, I pour everything into this. I mean, at the end of every season, I got nothing left, and she's got to be the one to deal with me every single day. And I mean, it's crazy sometimes. I mean, it might be my phone ringing at 3 a.m., 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And she's got to deal with that. And, I wake her up almost every night with that. But I could not, do this without you. You're my biggest supporter. It's incredible. Now I'll get home sometimes, it's nice. We get to celebrate all these things that Coach Sherman just said. We got to celebrate together. And, I didn't know her for my very first career win, and quite frankly, I don't remember who we played anyway. So that really doesn't matter. But all the other wins, championships, graduations, everything we've been able to celebrate together. And, I think the losses, she's got to listen to me. She's got to be there to, she'll literally be just letting me talk and letting me vent. And at some point, she's like, we're really going to keep doing this for 3 days straight. And, so she's got to deal with me pacing around the house at 5 a.m., waking everybody up in the house and being on the phones, on missing Valentine's Day because of recruiting, and just we don't have a Valentine's Day. We kind of created our own because, the amount of hours I have to spend recruiting, the amount of hours I'm gone in the fall. I mean, there's days we don't even see each other. So, it's very hard to be a coach's wife, and it's probably even harder to be mine. Because I pour everything into soccer and coaching, and I love it. It's a passion. It just flies through me, and I can't ever shut it off. I'll get home sometimes and be talking real loud, and she'll be like, I'm not one of your players. Please stop coaching me. But now, at least being inducted today, I can say, you can't talk to a Hall of Famer like that. So at least I got that honor. But no, I mean, I can't thank you enough. And my kids, man, Aiden, Ellie, and Beckham. It all started with Aiden and Ellie. They were 9 and 7 when I first met Jill, and Jill told me, hey, the only way this is going to work is if they like you. That's fair. She's like, kids are my first priority. And, just thank you to Aiden and Ellie for accepting me and always being there for me. And, I'm so proud to see you guys go from kids when I first met you to see what you guys are doing now with your careers and how hard you guys work every day. And it's been incredible. And Beckham is 9. He's wearing a Bengals hoodie, which is great. Not my doing. But he's fun. He's kind of coming into his own. He's starting to figure out who he is, and he's playing sports, and I get to go watch him be dad. And nice thing about it, and the girls know, after a loss, when the season ends, he still thinks we won. He had no idea if we win or lose. Whatever my win percentage is, he thinks it's 1,000. So, which is really good. But you know, without my family and kids, I mean, this isn't possible. So, yeah, and it's been incredible. I mean, to my parents, what can I say? You know, you guys are the reason I'm up here. You guys always believed in me. You guys always told me to take chances in life and follow my dreams and passion. And I had reservations coming out to CMU. This will be 19 years. It's 4 states away. You know, was it the right fit? Was it the right move? And they told me, you know, you always want to coach. You always wanted this. You know, follow your dreams. You know, I didn't know. I mean, I knew like a few people out here when I got here. I barely knew anybody in the state of Missouri. All I just knew is they had good soccer, so that was interesting to me. So, but yeah, they told me to follow my dreams and just really go after it. And you know, I mean, my mom, what can I say? She doesn't stop moving. Like, I have to get my energy and from her. Like, she just, if there's one dish that's not done, I mean, she's not going to bed. Like, just, you know, everything will be done. Like, she's a saint, and just amazing to see what, you know, I mean, how she's raised us kids. And my dad was a great soccer coach. And it all kind of started with him. I started coaching with him. I started coaching my sisters. You know, my dad's the smartest man I've ever met. And, you know, without them teaching me work ethic, you know, without them teaching me character, without them, you know, teaching how to get out of your comfort zone and all that, and, you know, you got to lose to win. You can't be, you know, afraid to fail. Like, all that stuff they've been telling me since I was, you know, 3 years old. And, you know, I'm grateful for you guys and love you guys. Yeah, so on to my sisters. One of them is here. Christy's here. Megan was not able to make it due to work. But, you know, our family, you know, was very competitive growing up. And, you know, we pushed each other. We challenged each other. I mean, it's, you know, we all 3 played soccer. I was able to coach both of my sisters. You know, I remember I was very hard on them. I mean, I remember coming inside and Mom would be like, you need to let them win or they're never going to keep playing with you. And I was like, no, that's not going to help them later in life. So, you know, but to see them as mothers and raising their kids and what they're doing with their careers, I mean, it's really good that I got inducted because my sister's one of the best doctors in Cincinnati. My other sister's a very high up manager in Kroger. And then here I was as a soccer coach. So at least now I'm getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, which helps kind of get me on their level a little bit. So, but I'm grateful for my sisters and grateful for all my, you know, the Schmidlin family. And I got a couple aunts and uncles that were able to come out here, and it means the world for being able to travel out here and support me. And got a lot of texts from other aunts and uncles and cousins that couldn't be there, and grateful for them too. And, you know, so thank you for all that support. And my in-laws, man, I can't say enough about my in-laws. They're amazing. My brother-in-laws, sister-in-laws, my father-in-law, who's sick today, couldn't be here, but, you know, he obviously raised these kids and raised the woman of my dreams. And, you know, they're amazing people. So fortunate to have just amazing in-laws. And, you know, that's my family. And, you know, really being up here today, there's so many, like, I'm up here for a couple other things. The staff that I've been blessed to assemble throughout 19 years, wonderful coaches. I mean, the best coaches. They saw my vision. They ran with it. They, you know, never questioned, never wavered, any of that. And, you know, there's so many of them. Like I said, you know, trying to name some is next to impossible. But I will say there are a few in attendance, a lot that couldn't be here today, that have texted me, messaged me, called me, all that. you know, Coach Gala, Coach Breland, you know, we kind of got the train on the tracks here. And, you know, appreciate your guys' hard work, and should remember this, but somebody was just talking about how the facilities were when they first started here, and, you know, the history of CMU athletics wasn't quite close to where it's at now. Let's just leave it at that. So they really helped me get started. And, you know, Coach Gala was my first hire, and then obviously Coach Breland was here before I got here. But Coach Breland was our strength and conditioning coach. And, yeah, I remember those days that were just mentioned. So we had some challenges up in that weight room, and but we overcame it, and, you know, we're able to put a good product on the field. Stephen Main's here. I mean, he was a big help in, you know, our first conference championship in 2017. I mean, Tyler Watkins and the Watkins family, I mean, geez, 9 years, Tyler and I, going on 9 years in the fall for my associate head coach. I mean, you don't see that type of commitment anymore. And Tyler, you've bought in from day one, never questioned anything. You know, he's kind of the calm before the storm. You know, he stays calm. Maybe I get a little too much sometimes, but he's a good balance, you know, for us, and you know, his family, and always being here for us, and just yeah, man, I can't thank you enough. It's incredible. Coach Nichols, you'll get to hear from him in a minute, but man, 10 years together, a lot of bus trips. Our offices were close by. We were able to kind of bug each other a little bit, hang out with each other, you know, talk tactics, maybe talk a set piece or two. You know, just a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun, you know, a lot of fun just getting to know you, and, you know, heck of a coach, and, you know, always have learned a lot from you. So just so many, man. Mark Gassman, our team chaplain, we started in 2020. I mean, I can't thank you enough for everything you do. You keep me in line. You tell me when I'm out of line. You tell me when I need to get back in line. You know, when I drift. I mean, you got to have people in your circle that can help. What's that? No, we're good. We're good. But, you know, I'm almost done. No, 2020 is when this started with Mark, and he's been a blessing. Well, it's, most importantly here, it's to all the players. It's to the ones with the most accolades, to the ones that, you know, maybe don't get selected to get into a game. And this is from my first recruit to our current recruits. It's every kid, man. You guys are the reason I'm up here. You know, players win games. It's not coaches. It's really not. Coaches put players in situations to win games, but, you know, there's some things that as a coach you just can't teach some of your players. You really can't. And some of the players that have come through here, never seen anything like it. I mean, some of the players have been just unbelievable. So that's the true reason why I'm up here, is because of the players. It really is. And it's not just, I mean, all the stuff that I know Coach Sherman said in the intros, some of the stuff I'm most proud of, okay? Some of the stuff I'm most proud of is seeing them graduate. You know, having high GPAs. You know, we win on the field, we win off the field. If you look at our team GPAs, we have so many All-Americans, you know, all conference, all scholars. So, and all the coaches at CMU, you know, all the coaches here. There's so many great coaches here. I've learned so much from all of you. Iron truly does sharpen iron. And, you know, players, the importance of character, teamwork, you know, the sisterhood, buying into that every single year, making my job easy, making Tyler's job easy. It's incredible. I know my time's almost up, and I see players looking at their watches. But there's two more people I have to mention, and if they kick me out, they kick me out. But the two major mentors in my life, Mark Robb, and the Robb family is here today. Mark, I know, is looking down at us, and you know, when I first got hired here, there wasn't many people that knew what soccer was, and I was so excited to get started. And you know, the first week on the job, I was telling Mark, I'm gonna win conference. And you know, he looked at me and he said, Dan, you have 9 players on your team. If I were you, I'd focus on trying to get to 20 players. And by 2011, we were so close to winning our first conference title. And I'll never forget him saying to me at the end, he said, you're right about something. You know, you're going to win a conference title. But what Mark taught me along the way was truly, it's brick by brick, stack days, focus on, you know, the journey, and, you know, that just stuck with me. All right, last person I got to thank is Ken Oliver. You gave a 26-year-old their dream job and took a chance on me when you had hundreds of applicants. You know, I was definitely not the easy hire for him. I was coming from Ohio, you know, just starting my coaching journey at club, high school, a little bit of volunteer work at NCAA Division I, but didn't have really any resume. And this guy hired me, and, you know, here I am today. You know, as important as soccer is to me, it also gave me my family, and, you know, forever grateful. I would tell a couple stories, but I know my time's done. So appreciate you, Ken. Thank you so much. And thank you to all you guys. It truly is an honor of a lifetime. Thank you. I'm going to take my honors. I forgot my honors. Hey, I didn't get kicked out. That's good, right?
If you were going to tell that story, I was going to pee my pants. Our next inductees are two of the most kind and loving and passionate people we have on our campus and Fayette community. Mark and Rebecca Hairston have been part of the CMU family for nearly 5 decades. Mark played on one of our first soccer teams, helping launch a tradition that continues today, while Rebecca was an active student leader and loyal supporter. Together, they've opened their hearts and their homes to generations of students and their families, both international and American. Through the International Friendship Family Program, they've shared meals, encouragement, friendship, becoming familiar faces at athletic events and trusted mentors off the field. Their care has reached across borders, reassuring families around the world and strengthening bonds here at home. We don't have enough time. I had more time before. No, Dan, that was awesome. I'm just glad somebody else is in my category, because we don't have time to go into all the amazing things that the Hairston's do for our athletic programs. But I'm just going to give, over the 4 years since I've been in this current position, I've just noticed some unbelievable things. Their unbelievable bond that they share with such a very large student-athlete population and the programs. They're not only at every soccer game, men's and women's, they pack snacks upon snacks with them, and after every game, they are handing out snacks to all the student-athletes. In fact, they'll be giving them to all the fans in the crowd before the end of the ball game. This is every game. This is not occasional. This is every game. I've witnessed their attendance at all other sporting events, whether it be football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball. And while they're in attendance, and girls, see if I'm wrong on this, the women's soccer team's over there. There was one night I counted, just because I was just in awe, but I counted 42 students that during this game, this was during a volleyball game, 42 different students would see them up in the crowd and make an effort to go up, give them a hug, share a little conversation. Is that not true? That was 42 that night. I was 2 seats behind them. I go, hey, I'm somebody too. This bond has been going on for a long time. They have opened their home to so many international families upon arrival to the U.S. for graduations, senior nights, vacations, visits, sharing very important family moments with significant central events. The bottom line is they're family to hundreds of current and former students. They've had an incredible influence with our retention, overall student-athlete satisfaction, while attending CMU because of their sincere bond, trust, and kindness. When you arrived this morning and signed in, hopefully you received the CMU rally towel. For all these years that Mark and Rebecca have been cheering on our programs, if you would, let's wave those towels cheering for their contributions as they come up here today, for their devotion to Eagle Athletics, their generosity towards students and families, and their lasting example of hospitality. Mark and Rebecca Harbison, we're proud to welcome you into the Central Methodist Hairston Hall of Fame.
I too have to write some things down. And you'll soon find out how much I love to public speak. And thank you, Dan, for taking most of the time. We want to thank Central Methodist University and the Hairston Hall of Fame for this incredible honor. Being recognized by this place that has shaped so much of our lives is something we don't take lightly. Now I had to confess something. As someone who serves on the Hall of Fame committee, I thought I had a pretty good idea on how these nominations were handled. But my fellow committee members proved me wrong. They were sneaky, impressively sneaky, and somehow managed to keep this entire process hidden from me. When we found out, we were genuinely surprised, and that surprise made this moment even more meaningful. We especially want to thank our immediate family. Your love, encouragement, and patience have carried us through every season of life. You shared our joys, supported our commitments, and allowed us to pour ourselves into this university. This honor belongs to you just as much as it belongs to us. We're going to tag team this speech, by the way.
There's also someone we want to thank by name, Kathy Baxter. Kathy is the person who first introduced us to the International Friendship Family Program. She probably had no idea at the time what she was setting in motion, but that simple invitation opened the door to one of the most meaningful chapters of our lives. Because of her, we met students from around the world who become part of our family. Kathy, thank you for giving us the opportunity and for starting this on our journey. What has meant the most to us over the years is the chance to give back, to cheer on athletes, to welcome students and their families into our home, and to build friendships that stretch across campus and across the globe. We've shared meals, supported the teams, and reassured families that their sons and daughters, regardless of where they are from, had a home away from home here in Fayette. These relationships have enriched our lives far more than we could ever express. Just a few days ago, one of our international friends that's still on the campus and plays volleyball sent a Snapchat to me and asked how we were doing and how our Christmas break went. I told her we were fine and that we had a couple of students from out of the country staying with us for a few weeks during the Christmas break. She replied, "Being far from home for the holidays can be hard, but you guys make it so much better. That's what we do this for."
This introduction is not about us. It's about the students who trust us, excuse me, the families who welcomed us into their lives, the teammates, coaches, and administration who built the foundation of CMU athletics, and the friends who have walked alongside us through the years. We are grateful, humbled, and proud to be part of this community. Thank you for this honor, and thank you for allowing us to be part of the CMU story. Go Eagles!
Before we complete today's ceremony, I'd like to remind our current Hall of Fame members, if you would, when you get a little time, we do have a touchscreen Hall of Fame, and we are now capable of including all sorts of information about you. So we encourage everyone to send in additional pictures, newspaper clippings, even current family members, so we can include on your Hall of Fame profile. And you can send that to us, message us online. Rachel Moore will be the main person handling that. Also on their table, you have information on being able to order your exclusive Hairston Hall of Fame ring for those that would be interested. Halftime, again, we'll be introducing everybody, center court, during the men's game, and there'll be snacks throughout the afternoon in the Eagle Lounge. If you get an opportunity before you leave, stroll through the lobby and you'll see our Eagle Pride campaign. And I'm going to talk to the championship teams here. Wouldn't it have been nice during your time to have your own soccer complex? And if you're out there looking at some of those pictures out there, part of the plans going on with our Eagle Pride campaign is rather impressive. So get a chance to look through some of those amazing things and obviously help and support this amazing cause. I love hearing the stories about what even used to be before things started to get much better. There's a lot of great things happening at Central right now. It keeps getting better. I also want to make sure I thank everyone, not only for your love and passion for Central, but for your attendance here today. We now proceed to a first for the Hairston Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame's been around since 1983. For the first time in the 43-year history, we have the pleasure of inducting 2 NEIA national championship teams. And we'll begin with the 2018 team. Led by Hairston Hall of Fame coach Alex Nichols. While at Central was 153, 30, and 13, including a staggering 107 wins, 7 losses, and 7 ties in his final 5 seasons. He was a 4-time Conference Coach of the Year. He coached 56 All-Conference players, 27 NEI All-Americans. The 18 team was the school's first ever national champion, defeating rival Missouri Valley in the title game in Irvine, California after a 2-2 tie in regulation and overtime. The game was decided on penalty kicks. CMU coming out 4-3. We won the conference championship that season, finished the year 21-2-2, 9-1-1 mark in the Heart of America. The 2018 squad featured 5 NAIA All-Americans. The National Player of the Year. The coaching staff was named the United Soccer Coaches Association Staff of the Year, and Coach Nichols was named the NAIA Coach of the Year. I am proud and delighted and honored to welcome the 2018 National Championship Soccer team. Thrilled to see many of the members back here on campus, as it was such a joy to watch you guys compete and perform. The first ever NAIA National Championship team here for the Hairston Hall of Fame. Coach Nichols and Vince Gillet will speak on behalf of the team. Please welcome the 2018 National Championship team. You can also call everybody up if you want. Right here. That's just take pictures. Take a picture.
So many people in this room to be thanked. Not Jeff, because I was 5-time conference coach of the year, not 4. But fortunately, my induction speech has already been here, so I can keep it focused on my guys, which is what gets me any award anyways. But I know my guys wouldn't be happy with me back there if I didn't thank so many of the people that meant something to them. You know, the coaches who were so supportive of all of these guys and are a big reason. They don't always know this at the time, but if all the other student athletes aren't there cheering and the coaches aren't supporting, it's just not the same thing. So my fondest memories are, you know, looking back at the coaches where they came up congratulating me, acting like it was a bigger win for them than it was for us. And I said that in my induction speech, but I got to say it again because I love the coaches in this room and your friends and your family. And Kathy, they'd kill me if I didn't thank Kathy Baxter, which Kathy, I want to thank you too, of course. But my guys would have my head if I didn't say thank you to you, the Harbisons. I mean, it's crazy. The place is, I'm not going to say Fayette's the greatest place in the world because I don't think it is, but a place is only as good as the people in it. We've got some incredible people here, and you just don't get that everywhere. You don't find the Janet Jacobs, you don't find the Jay Jacobs, you don't find the Kathy Baxters, you don't find the Harbisons, you don't find coaches like Nate Breland and Pat Reardon, my buddy Dan, and so on and so forth. I'm going to miss a ton of people here, but I don't want to talk too terribly long, but I know my boys would be sad if I didn't say thank you because here was home. And again, a place is only as good as the people in it, and we have some kick-ass people in this room right here. And my guys, thank every one of you for it because you made this home for my crew, and you were what made it so special for our guys. So many people in here. Thanks. It's good to see you too, brother. It's been too dang long. I'll try and be quick here. In 2017, my team got completely shafted. We were number 12 ranked for the coaches poll. We were number 13 ranked for the RPI. So we were rated as the 12th and 13th best team respectively in 2017, and we didn't make the national tournament, which was shocking. How a number 12, 13 team could not make the national tournament. Absolutely unacceptable. I could elaborate for years on that, but that's okay because I guess the proof is in the pudding, or the results, as they say, and the proof is in the pudding right there. So that was an error in judgment for everybody who knocked our crew out in 2017 because we sure cleaned things up in 2018 to get it going. Beat pretty much every team we played, led the nation in most categories. And a big reason for that is because of this guy right here. And people would much rather hear from you than me anyway. So with that, our captain and goalkeeper who made a massive save along with hundreds of other saves, along with his leadership and so on and so forth, I'll leave it to you to speak on behalf of the crew.
So just to preface this, the guys were making bets how long my speech is going to be. I want to disappoint them. I want to disappoint them. First of all, I would like to thank you, all of you, for allowing us to be here today and the opportunity to study at this great institution. If you would throw a dart on a map, probably it would land on a country that we have a player from in this team. And we know how big of a toll it takes on the school to have scholarships ready for these international students. So we owe gratitude to the donors of the school. Thank you very much for that. And we also owe a tremendous amount of gratitude, as Coach Nichols said, to Kathy Baxter, because she took all these young bucks under her wings and cared for us with compassion and love all along. Thank you so much, Kathy. It wouldn't be possible without you. It's an honor to be mentioned on the same page with the Hall of Famers. Such a prestigious group with an incredible history, and the list is longer than we have time for, but there are some incredible Hall of Famers who guided us along the way with their mentorship, and they're members of the community who contributed to our success through love, mentorship, compassion, and financial support to get us where we can succeed. Talking about Larry Anderson, Mark Gassman, the Herbisons, the Hickmans, the Hackmans, Coach Moss, all the hosting families, and everybody else that my goldfish of a memory cannot keep in my head. Not to mention the coaching staff, Coach Nichols, Dave, Mark, Rafa, Ricky, who started to build this way before our time. There are many players who came before us and deserve the recognition because they built the foundation that we got to be successful on. So I want to thank them. Without them, we would be short of all these fantastic memories. And this is the time when I have to be careful with what I say with these memories. Starting with the heartbreak that we had the year before, we were watching that selection, and there were emotions in that rooms, and players left the room. There were tears, and it fueled us to land over there the next year. You know, it was amazing to see fans showing up week after week for Nichols' magical flying hat and Dave Machita's ability to tame him. You know, Rafa's trademark stretches, and us learning how Colombians and Brazilians celebrate very passionately, but very differently. You know, at the end of the day, the trophy is fantastic to have, but it lands on a shelf that people occasionally look at, get dusty, and might be even forgotten. But these memories, these experiences, they pay a memory dividend that we get to enjoy until our last breath. Hopefully some of you might get a chance this afternoon to hear the stories that I can't share on the record. In case you don't, just know that we had a heck of a time. At last, I want to say special thanks to President Drake, Kathy, the whole administration, for putting up with this group of knuckleheads. And we will be forever grateful for enabling these experiences, allowing us to actually graduate, and making this crucial part of our life truly unforgettable. Thank you very much.
If we can get the 2018 team, those that played on the 2018 team, come on up and let's get a quick picture.
Vince, that was long.
How many minutes?
That was long. And you're not sharing anything. You're not sharing anything.
Come on over and get one of your sticks, your plaques.
Will. Willie.
Come on out here when you get ready. Come on over here, guys. As close together as we can possibly get.
You're always in the middle.
You know, the comment, excuse me, that Vince had said about they had a great time. Many of them were my neighbors. I know you had a good time. You know, the prior year, CMU soccer needed a shutout victory to capture the first national title in school history. This time, 2019, you spared the fans the suspense because you took a 3-0 lead into halftime on the way to a 3-1 national championship title over Hastings College, becoming the first NAIA men's soccer back-to-back champion since 2001. Central won its second consecutive NAIA national championship, finishing the year with a 25-1 record, Hart regular season conference tournament championship, and was ranked number 1 the entire season. The team broke numerous school records along the way, including most wins in a season, fewest losses in a season, and the highest single season winning percentage. Central was dominant on the field all season, ranking first in the nation on goals scored, second with assists, and second in shutouts. Again, the program earned 5 NAIA All-Americans. Coaching staff was recognized as the NAIA United Soccer Coaches National Staff of the Year, and Alex Nichols was also once again named NAIA Coach of the Year. One thing about Alex, as a basketball coach during those years, he would walk by my house to practice every day. I'd usually walk my dog at night, and they'd be out there practicing, and you could hear his voice. And I will say I had the pleasure, and I mean I had the pleasure of taking in a lot of his practices. Alex, you're amazing. You truly are. The way that you're able to bring together a group of gentlemen from all sorts of lands, the communication process, and how you can get everyone playing as one. And listening to you instruct and teach was very valuable to me. I admire that greatly. We were very fortunate to have you for those years. So for me personally, I really enjoyed all those times you would walk down, even the times you'd be pissed. The very few games that you would lose, you didn't want to talk much. That walk up back to your office was a little faster. You'd skip that little, hello, how you doing? But I admire your passion that you have in the coaching profession. So it's with great pleasure that we welcome our second NAIA National Championship soccer program into the Hairston Hall of Fame. And Coach Nichols and Alberto Pengrazzi will also speak on behalf of the 2019 championship team.
To win a national championship is something that's rarely done. People ask, after the 2019 year, we went back to the Final Four in 20, and then we went back to the Final Four in 21, and I was fortunate to be a part of a Final Four just this past season. It's not easy to get there to a Final Four, and it's definitely not easy to win a national championship. But when you look back, people have asked me, what's the recipe for success? And it's to find a lot of talent, a lot of really good human beings, and a lot of guys who are going to work their tail off. And every one of you guys is just an absolute beast. It was and such good people, and it's not worth winning if you don't care about who you're winning with. And you guys cared about each other. We have such a welcoming community that's home. It's home. The people are what makes something great. The people are what makes teams great. And we had some great things. It was always nice when I would talk to some of my Division I colleagues, some of these big wigs at big name D1s, and I would always try and schedule them because it bothered me when people said, D1s will beat an NAIA school. That's negative on that. We would have played anybody, and not because of me, but it's easy to be a little bit more confident when you've got guys like that. But it was pretty cool when I had some of the best Division I coaches in the country, even at names like Clemson and SLU, and they said, hell no, we're not playing you. It's a lose-lose situation for us. If we may get beat, Alex. They're like, we're not stupid. We've seen you guys play. Like, we know about you. And that's pretty cool. And that I know they're not afraid of my coaching, but they were afraid of my crew. And when you have guys like this, who scored, how many goals you scored the last year? 21? 23 goals, crazy stuff like that. When you have Vince in the net, who is ranked top goalkeeper, when you have Rodrigo, who is supposed to just be a defender, who's a really good pivot distributor and just a good leader, but then when you get his head on balls in the net, I don't know how many goals he scored, but people were just petrified of our players. Why have we not won a national championship since 2019 with the programs I've coached? Well, you don't have a Wilfried Niamzi back there and a Fabio Tarnowski, and I tell people to this day, Will coming, who was just exceptional, Fabio, who was just, I say, the best 1v1 defender I've ever seen. I would go into games, and sometimes I didn't even know a whole lot. I mean, we did our homework, rest assured. We work our tails off, but I didn't have to worry about who the strikers were on the other team. To think about that, a coach who doesn't have to worry about the best attacking player on the other team, that was me for 2 years in a row because I had two center backs who were going to shut them down. No matter what. So what a hard job for me as a coach to go into every game knowing that we were going to shut down whoever the heck we came up against. That's the level of talent, and if you meet these guys, you would never know they're talented because they're so dang humble. So if you, it was amazing. Mark, one of my assistants is here today. The memories we shared, I'll be forever thankful for. Junior Kazim leading our press up top, just incredible. I was always so proud. Most of the times you get what we call sometimes prima donnas, who are guys up top, the strikers, the ones who just think they play offense. I don't do well with prima donnas, but I was fortunate to have Junior, who was the antithesis of that. The guy worked his tail off. The guy was a bulldog. The guy was arguably one of our best defenders on the team. So when you have, who's supposed to be one of your main offensive players being one of your best defenders, when you have one of your best defenders being one of the best offensive players on all set pieces, it goes to show why you're going to have success. All of this with an incredible team GPA relationship with the amazing community members who we're so fortunate to have. Jayton Johnson, who just, it's hard to fill Junior's shoes, but you sure worked your tail off and did a damn good job. And then Jayton also brought a flip throw, which if you know me, you know I love set pieces. And so, I don't love them, but I believe in them. And Jayton could, launch a ball, God knows how long, with his other skill sets as well, no doubt. But just incredible. Hunter started on our reserve team, actually, and Hunter was very good. And I would always have Dave and Mark and other people saying, Nichols, you got to bring this guy up, man. You got to bring him to the first team. And then he ends up starting for us in our efforts to get to more Final Fours and just does an exceptional job from the second team to being one of the bosses of the first team. To Heon, who people would see him and they would say, Nichols, is that a goalie? Well, no. What are you, 6'7", 6'4", we always round up, 6'5", and he's, 200 pounds, plays professional indoor and just kills it and has a ton of people in Kansas City believing in him. But he would come onto the field for us, and I mean, he was one of our weapons up top, and he just destroyed other teams. It didn't matter whether you were a starter or whether you were coming off the bench. I was just loaded with weaponry, but weaponry that are amazing human beings, better human beings than they even were soccer players. And we were ranked the number 4 team in the nation. Massey had us ranked as the number 4 team in the nation for all colleges in the United States, including the best of Division I that year. That doesn't deserve a round of applause. I don't know what does. So sorry to go on for a while with that, but all you coaches and sports people know how special something like that is. It takes everybody in here to do it. I used to just think it was X's and O's and how good the coaches are and the players. Man, it's so much more than that. So from the administration, I don't see Julie out here, but I want to thank her for a lot of different things, but just for being the neighbor. I should thank Jeff too, but I need to go to the gal and thank Julie for dealing with my guys next door. I was so thankful that she, as the human, was their neighbor, and I was petrified that she, the vice president, was their neighbor. So it was kind of a balance there. But I don't want to say too much more other than thanks, men. It was memories of a lifetime for me. To Ken hired me, to giving me this opportunity. We'll forever be grateful, and to the people who supported us, like Janet and so many others, who made it so much, so special. Incredible. But sorry for rambling. I'll give it to Alberto, another person who speaks so much better than his coach, is so much more intelligent and likable, Alberto Pingrazzi.
Thank you, Coach. It's very difficult to come up here and speak after Coach Nichols and Vince, so I'll try to do my best. First of all, I want to thank you all. It's a true honor and a privilege to be here, receive this award today. On behalf of the team, I want to tell you that this place holds a special place in our hearts, truly. And till today, we talk about it, and we still remember about those fantastic memories we had over those 2 years. But as you can imagine, winning a national championship is very difficult, but doing it back-to-back is even harder. When we won the title for the first time, it was like making our dreams come true, making CMU shine, making our families proud. The second year, it wasn't a dream anymore. It was a concrete goal. It was proving everyone wrong. Our motto that year was, defy the odds. We wanted to prove once again that our program, our school, deserved to be ranked number 1 in the nation. Coach Nichols and his fantastic staff, I just want to mention Dave, Mark, Ricky, and Rafa, were once again phenomenal at recruiting just a couple of players that could make a difference and help us filling the gap left by the seniors the years before. Yes, because great part of the job was done thanks to the legacy that this program had, years of hard work and resilience. The 2019 team had a strong and solid base, built over the years, thanks to all the fantastic student athletes from all over the world that played at CMU under Coach Nichols' management, and even during the years before. The second national title season started in the best way possible, a rematch of the championship final against Missouri Valley. If I think about the atmosphere at Davis Field, I still have goosebumps. The school showed up like never before. Stands were packed. Students brought up flags, scarves, banners, and we couldn't disappoint them. And we didn't. With a huge win and a huge boost of energy and motivation for us to go all in once again. We wanted to win it all again and enjoy it even more. Yes, because what made this team special was surely the brotherhood that united us, but most importantly, the joy of being around each other and live fully every moment we were together, from the soccer field to the gym to the library, studying together or going to classes. The 2019 season ended with a 25-1 record. The team won every single game of the conference season, beating with historic results Missouri Valley, Mid-American Nazarene, Baker, Benedictine, Grandview, our historic contenders. Coach Nichols kept us humble and motivated for another incredible run, and so we did. We landed then in California for the Nationals in Irvine that became our dreamland by then, and we arrived with the same desire and hunger to make that happen again. Nationals were the stage to show all the country what CMU was about, representing not only a soccer program, but the Eagle spirit, the entire Central Methodist University. We ran and sweat for all our friends in Fayette, our faculty and staff. Let me just mention again, Katie Baxter, the Harbinsons, Tracy Ballou, Scott and Tina Quinn, our cafeteria friends and co-workers. And we were on the top of the country once again. Unfortunately, during that academic year, we were forced to leave in the spring due to COVID. And some of us, around 10 seniors, protagonists of the back-to-back, weren't able to properly have a graduation ceremony. That's why I'm extremely grateful to be here today and celebrate with you all, reuniting with my brothers in this fantastic school that made us better soccer players, better students, better human beings. And I want to close saying this. When you get to Fayette, Missouri, you cry twice. When you get here for the first time, and then when you leave, realizing how special this place is. Thank you for everything, CMU. It's an honor to enter the Hall of Fame today. And I invite my teammates and brothers to stand up and receive a big round of applause.
And the same thing, go ahead and line up out here. Go ahead and get in the middle, Jimmy. Yeah, in the middle. Sneak in there. There we go.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Let's give one more round of applause for all the inductees today.